I was walking up and his face was against me but he looked like him. So I was like, blah, blah, blah. Like almost like if we were just one step closer, I would have probably given him a smack on the ass. Like that's how close we are. So I literally walked out. I was like, what's up, bro? How you doing? And he turned around. I was like, whoa.
Well, he's looking at you like you're a stranger.
Yeah. And he's like, what are you doing?
Who
and I was like,
this guy?
wait a second here.
You're like, you look similar,
like,
but different.
Bro, you look so much like John. And
who's our normal guy?
And he's like, I'm John's brother. I'm like, shut the front door. If you go, that theaters where Wicked was showing, they were requesting people not to sing, to respect the movie so that other people could enjoy the movie.
Yeah, it's been all over the news.
And I guess it's been, all over the news. So,
well, I call it the news, the entertainment news. It's all everybody's talking about.
And social.
Well, they're saying that like groups of theater kids or people that just love to sing or know the music, they're saying either rent out the whole theater for your group or wait a few weeks and let people watch the movie.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
Yeah. Like, because they're ready to just literally belt out the songs with them. Like, they want to sing with them.
Exactly. And we already talked about our Wicked experience last week. So
we did.
Yeah, we don't need to revisit that.
But I know.
Hey, but we want to say Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You started off really, really good there.
Singing.
It was song, and then you kind of went to something else.
Do you know why? Because
Why?
I started and I was just like, this is more like a Christmas tune. And it was just the wrong holiday. So I like literally cut myself off halfway in between.
I would like to hear the end, please.
No, we just said we're not going to sing.
This isn't Wicked.
Popular.
I don't even know the song, but you know, one of the things
You're gonna be popular.
That's pretty impressive. That was really impressive.
I need to go find myself a group of theater kids and
You
go
do.
to Wicked. No, but the reality is that I don't want to sit through that movie again. No, it was a good movie. I will watch it again at home one day.
Well, I think we'd like to watch it not in 3D.
Yeah, 100%.
And then re-experience it.
Yeah,
So,
no, definitely. No, it's a whole thing. Wicked is hit the news. Good for them for being so talented that they've gained this much traction. I'm always interested, to see what the numbers are at the box office compared to other like huge movies of the past. I think this is definitely going to be up there.
You know what musical? One of my favorite musicals actually is Hairspray. I have watched Hairspray 24 times at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
I don't know if I'm sure I've seen it at some point in my life. I just can't really remember. But I got my mom tickets to go to Waitress.
That'll be nice.
Well, it's funny because she obviously listens to the podcast and went to Wicked with us. And it was so funny because she goes, your dad on the way home was saying that was a lot of singing in Wicked when we went.
Right.
And I was like, I know. And so they were laughing at my comments. And you were the one that was like, I didn't think there were that many songs to consider.
I just didn't think it was enough songs.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what movie you
for
were
musical.
in.
And that's the thing is that when you're at a musical, anyways, I don't want to go into this.
No.
I could literally just sit and talk about musicals and stuff because I am a patron of the arts.
Well, it's not the only. Speaking of the arts, the Giggly Squad is big on women of the arts, and we went and saw Giggly Squad.
Yeah, we saw Paige and
just
Hannah
the other day. Yes,
Can you
Paige
believe I got Hannah's name
DeSorbo
right?
and Hannah Berner. Yeah, I can.
I know.
There.
I went there. I went with you to enjoy it. I like Summer House.
Yeah, so these are reality TV show stars. If you don't know them, started off kind of making a name for themselves on Summer House, which is a Bravo show, and have become their own fame.
Yeah, they're their own people. Well, Paige has her own.
Hannah had the Netflix special for stand-up comedy.
And I do like Hannah. I'm not a fan of Hannah.
No, you don't know her. You haven't listened to the podcast. See, that's the problem. Is people who watch Summer House allowed the producers to write her story, and she's rewritten her own story, which is her. And we do love Hannah.
Which is why one of the questions the audience was, "Are you ever coming back to Summer House?" And they just laughed. She's like, "No."
Well, she
never
said if the
back.
paycheck was big enough, which and Paige was sitting there going, "No," and I was literally with Paige, like, "Why?" I wanted to literally be like, "You're not a giggler if you're even asking this question. Like,
Right.
who are you?
Yeah,
Do you even know
seriously.
Hannah? Like, come on. But anyway,
Exactly. They're just a summer house.
so
person
many
that, like,
people that
Paige.
listen to our podcast are probably like, who the heck are these gigglers? But we went to their live show. It was good. It was at the Hard Rock in Tampa. Talk about smoky environment, just being, I mean, there are some smoke free zones, but like when you walk through just to get to the venue,
You know,
it like hits you in the
indoor
face.
smoking is like I don't even think legal
Disgusting.
in Florida anymore.
I'm so sorry. If
but
you, no,
like-
it's not. Not in bars and restaurants and stuff. It's been years.
It's been years. And it's like the
Like
fact that they
decades,
still
actually.
have that in there. And it's like, I guess that, and I'm going to be so stereotypical, you know, saying like, I guess that's the kind of people that sit and pull slot machines. all
No,
day.
literally, people have cards like attached around their neck. They're like on breathing machines, smoking a cigarette, and like it's like the
putting their
slot
social
machine.
security check into the
yeah,
machine.
their slot machine is their
So
life support.
stereotypical.
No,
Like I
it's-
feel judgmental. But anyway, you know, Thanksgiving's upon us. Last weekend we had Friendsgiving.
we did, which was really great. It's honestly, it's been a really busy couple of days because before we even get into Friendsgiving, you had the a dusted event, which was at a
we
clay
had steak-
shoot.
Yeah, we had a steak seasoning. Well, one is some good friends of ours.
Who
They
live
work
at
for a
the-
charity over in West Palm, and they help out a lot of different people in a lot of different areas and stuff. And they have, and we as Dusted as the company has provided a lot of free samples as giveaways, put in their bags, and it's a very beneficial mutual relationship. They're getting our product out there. We're giving them some nice stuff that they can actually include in bags. And it's really nice overall. And so they have invited us for the last couple of years to this clay shoot that we
Yeah, they do a golf event and a clay shoot. So they
Yeah.
got two big events every year.
And so she wanted me to attend and was like, I mean, if it could have been the worst time just in our
about
company and
timing.
life or whatever,
I
it
know.
wasn't the best timing.
We already talked about it, but you were a keynote speaker the day before you had to leave. It was the clay shoot, and then it was literally Friendsgiving like the next day.
Yeah.
So it was pretty insane. And in the meantime, at these events that we go to, usually we get like a little station set up, whether it's on the golf course or at this clay shoot, and we do samples. And so normally,
I literally got up at 2 a.m.
To
It's like the
smoke
thing,
a brisket
Like when you're the
for
owner of a
samples.
company, like it is amazing the lengths that you'll go for your own company, like that you'll do. Like you'll sacrifice
Absolutely.
money, sleep, maybe even a finger. I wouldn't say a limb, but definitely I'd probably sacrifice a finger.
no, I wouldn't let you do that.
All right,
but
tell.
but it is interesting. I mean, not only that it's you and you've started this business and we've been talking about it, but truly like hearing from the other entrepreneurs just a week ago at that event that we went to. I mean, people really and truly will do anything. It's like you look at someone, oftentimes we laughed when you started the temp AC company because a lot of these blue collar jobs, you see people come into your house and you're like, oh, that guy's a plumber. Oh, that guy's a blind, he installs blinds. Oh, that, and you're like, literally that man owns a business that makes $1 million a year. Like,
Right.
And you're looking at him like a nice butt crack, man. Like,
Right.
It's
And what's so a shame, now we're getting off track, is that you should be so respectful to any person that enters your home and is doing a service for you. Yes, you are paying them. Yes, there should be some common courtesies, etc. But the reality is that I think maybe, I don't know if it's this way around the entire world, but a lot of times it's because you feel like there's almost like a servitude thing that comes across. It's like, oh, you're in my house.
You're
to
here
do
to
a
work
job.
for me.
You're here to work for me.
Yeah.
And it's really, we live in this world where I think we really need to be like extending courtesy. It's the same reason why I always try to ask for the name of a waiter or waitress and
Yeah.
address them by their name. It's like, where have we gone wrong as a society where we literally
I don't think everybody's like that, but it does happen. And I think
it happens all the time. I think people don't treat each other like people.
it is important to be cognizant that one, everybody's people, and two, you could be making a major assumption and stereotyping somebody in their role when they're actually the owner of the business, because you would be amazed.
It doesn't matter if they're the owner of the business or not.
I know.
That's my point.
I know. I get it.
It's just like if that person comes in there,
don't
it's like,
put that
hey,
clip
let me
online. People are
let
gonna
me offer you a water. Like literally, like when people are there, I'm like, hey, is there anything I can get you? Like I appreciate you. coming in here and trying to fix this.
Your hair is sticking straight up.
That's
I tried to
okay.
help you,
Most of the listeners just listen, so they don't need to see this beautiful, gorgeous head of hair. But anyways, anyway, I don't know how we got this topic.
Respect.
But
Well, and I will say, I used to work with a man, and he would always ask for people's name at a restaurant too. But he would also ask for the manager after the meal, and the manager would come out and he would say, "Sally did fantastic. I know you only get asked for." 99% of the time when there's an issue, people want to speak to the manager, but I want you to know what a great experience we had tonight.
let's do that next time we go out.
Okay. That's a Bill Brader trait, who
Thanks,
is
Bill.
a man that I absolutely adore, but
Yeah.
it's,
I actually do like that. And you are spot on. Too many people sit and complain instead of giving the accolades when all these things that people do right. Matter of fact, I was talking to an Amazon driver not too long ago. And when I say not too long ago, at least 8 months ago. But they were saying that when people complain, they go, "How was your delivery?" He goes, "It really helps to hit that my delivery was good because no one does that.
Yeah,
and everyone smashes that my delivery was bad,
right?"
And he goes, "They're really hard to overcome. Like it takes 20 yeses to overcome one
bad.
Yeah. And he goes, the problem is we don't get enough goods. And
it's
so
amazing
right.
the relationships you build with your delivery drivers. My girlfriend Haley, she's actually met her USPS mail delivery woman and has known her for the time that she's lived in this current house that she's in, which has been a couple of years. And literally this USPS woman knows their birthdays, their anniversaries, like wishes them well. Like it is the sweetest relationship. It's really cute.
I actually hang out and talk to our postal brothers.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
They are postal brothers. I'll tell you what. You want to talk about situation? Like I have a relationship with our postal man.
You do.
And literally, I was walking up, and his face was against me, but he looked like him. So I was like, blah blah blah, like almost like if we were just one step closer, I would have probably given him a smack on the ass. Like that's how close we are. So I literally walked out. I was like, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" And he turned around. I was like, "Whoa."
Well, he's looking at you like you're a stranger.
Yeah, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Who
and I was like,
this
"Wait
guy?
a second here."
You're like, you
look
similar but different.
Bro, you look so much like John. And
who's our normal guy?
And he's like, "I'm John's brother." I'm like, "Shut the front door."
You're like, "And you both work for USPS?"
I was like, "Come on." I mean, seriously, you're going to tell me you're his brother? You're working for UPS on the same route. He's like, "I know. This is crazy." He goes, "My brother started before me, told me how great it was. I joined and I fill in on his route when he's out."
It's hilarious.
And I was like, that's like the most amazing story ever. I was like, but what do you guys talk about?
If
like,
we ever wanted to know
routes.
that we had a trusted backup USPS man taking
I almost
over
have like
route.
a twin backup. That's how much these two brothers, and they're a couple years apart, but they're both really cool dudes.
You know their age.
And whenever I see them out there, I sit. Matter of fact, they'll wave at me when I'm like in the golf cart or riding a scooter downtown, and they'll
see you on the
they
streets.
see me and they'll wave. They'll be like,
Yeah,
"What's up?" I'm
they
like,
know
"Hey,"
you.
and
Everyone
if
knows
we're
you.
both in positions to stop, I'll stop and say hi.
Yeah.
Because again, I think it comes back to treating people like people.
It does. I know.
Like,
and
we're all
we've,
people.
you know what? This is a great podcast and conversation to be having because it is Thanksgiving week and it is something to be thankful for. Just that everyone's human.
I have that in my, I mean, a lot of times when we get together for Thanksgiving, I think the automatic is to thank everyone for their family and everything that's going on and just health and happiness.
Right.
And everything else.
Typical. And
as businesses here, I think most businesses get Thursday off. It's like, most businesses like, hey, it's Thanksgiving, everyone take off. Now there's a lot of people and other stores and stuff that need to be open, or they're open in the mornings, like some of your grocery stores are open in the morning, and people do have to work. And, but the goal is that everyone gets to spend time with friends and family.
And if you are going to those grocery stores, be thankful for those workers who are there
helping
you get your groceries.
And I kind of wrote in the notes because I was thinking, what kind of company, like, so for us, we made a decision to give Friday off, right?
I won't say most do. Any company I've ever worked for has. So it's not that it's the typical. Right. It's just that I've been very fortunate.
But it's not going to be anything in the food industry because everything's going to be back open Friday.
Yes, restaurants.
Restaurants is open. And there was an interesting fact in preparing for today. I actually had looked up. I was curious just how much food represents in the economy, and I actually made a note, which is food is actually 5.6% of our gross domestic product is what food
Represents.
represents in the
Wow.
country. But this is very surprising. It actually represents 10.4% of jobs. So one out of every
Really?
10 jobs is in the food industry.
Is it hospitality or food?
Food,
So it's
which
not even
includes
hotels.
hospitality.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
It's
there's food
It means
in hotels.
agriculture,
Yeah.
growing it, processing it, manufacturing
yeah.
it. Like 10%, one of every 10 people works in a food industry.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it is
Well,
amazing.
now I'm one of them.
Well, you are, and one of the other things is like how I didn't know this, and I just lost my train of thought, so maybe it'll come back to me. But
You didn't know it, and you still don't.
I know, I know, and that doesn't happen all the time.
No.
I get
Only
so
sometimes.
I get
It's
so
because
deep
you've
in
been,
like the
well, you
conversation.
were talking about 10%. Can I help you get back there?
No,
it's not
we're
gonna-
too far
not
off.
gonna
There's a
happen.
connection that's there. Oh, I was going to talk about turkeys, and so if you just think about the sheer number of turkeys that have to be planted or grown in the beginning
I don't
to
like
be
where this
ready
is going.
by Thanksgiving.
I know, it's crazy.
You know?
You know what, though? Wonderful transition, because
Why?
we're going to talk about. So anyway, owners of businesses, they do a lot.
I was
you
just
went
saying,
and smoked a brisket,
we
and
need
then
to
we
be-
had Friendsgiving.
Oh my gosh, we went through so many topics so quick. So I smoked this amazing
No.
brisket at 2 a.m.
Okay, you're going back to the brisket. I was going to say,
yeah.
don't get into the turkey yet.
And and so I smoked this amazing brisket. It started at 2 a.m. to have it ready for this event or whatever.
Well, it was a smaller brisket, because a lot of briskets will smoke for honestly like 12 to 17 hours. This was just for
this
like
was half a
a
brisket.
couple
It was the thinner
hour
side. It was the drier side of the brisket.
couple hour event. It smoked for like 4 or 5 hours, and then it needs to rest for an hour. So that was perfect for him to drive the rest of the way to the event.
And here I am just slicing and dicing. And what's really interesting is that, I think to kind of bring this back to business and that we're willing to do anything and everything. One, I wanted to do this for our friends and be there. But what you and I had talked about in the car, and Brandon listens to our podcast, so Brandon, don't say anything, is that we're sitting there and going, I had to put off things in order to do, this. And so when we're looking at our time and where we're putting our energy is, there's some things that we do because we're going to get a great return on investment in terms of money. And then there's other things that we do to get a great return on investment in relationships and just goodwill. And I do think in kind of this Thanksgiving atmosphere, it's like you do need to do that. Even if you're not going to make a penny, you have to sit there and go, you know what? You're brightening people's lives. It's the joys in the journey. We're just having fun, hanging out with
what
people
does
you
it
like.
mean for them? I've worked in events almost my entire professional career. And that's from, party planning to massive trade shows and conferences that are larger than the square footage of our house. Like, I mean, I've done the gamut. And what I can say is a lot of what I experienced in that world truly was based on relationships. I mean, when you look at whether you're going to participate in a keynote speaking event, if you're going to be a speaker, if you're going to offer something, are you going to provide food? Are you going to be a sponsor? Are you going to deliver cookies to an office, in the holiday season? Like, what is it that you're going to do? And it should be with very minimal expectations of anything back, if anything at all, aside from knowing,
no
there
expectations.
should be obviously partnerships and relationships in business where you're looking for an ROI. Don't get us wrong. Like, you got to keep your doors open.
ROI
like
is
we're not
super
sitting here
important.
just being like, just be nice and the world will come and, give you
we're not
everything.
going to sit here and do that mantra.
But
Put it
is
into the universe, it'll come back. It's it does.
There
with hard
are
work.
moments where you make sacrifices, even if you don't know if anything will come from it, because it's the right thing to do. So,
Right,
I think.
exactly.
But we did so. Of course, normally he's in town before. So we hosted Friendsgiving this year. Was the first year we had people invite kids along with them. Normally we do adults only, and so this year. We
had so many
had
friends
20
that
20
had young
people
kids.
coming, inclusive of the kids in our, it's not a small place, but it's not a big place. So definitely it was like
We just
a
don't have
full
a big
house.
we don't have a lot of outdoor space because we live downtown.
Right. So anyway, Normally, Chris is in charge of all of the setup and the decor, and I do a lot of the food prep, and he's very helpful with the food prep and everything. We are those people who do not like other people bringing food
Dishes.
to an event because it's just too hard, for everyone to show up and want to shove something in your fridge or use your oven, or they need it to cook at this temperature for this time and it wasn't any part of your plan or whatever it may be. So we've avoided that for years as we've continued to host, Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. And so it was the same this year. And it was a lot that we were taking on from a cooking perspective. And then you were at this event the day before. So it was.
Yeah. So I was already down on time.
A lot of it fell on me, but then you literally killed yourself to get all of the decoration and everything done. And in the meantime, because this is just who Chris is, he decides that of all the years, he would fry a turkey for the very first time this year.
But see, frying a turkey takes away from oven usage space. Now
it does, but there's roasting pans.
There's roasting pans, and we have access to a roasting pan. But
look, I loved the fried turkey.
I wanted to fry turkey.
I'm not down on the fried turkey. I'm just
wait. I need to make some statements here for the men out there.
Okay.
Or a female if you want to make a turkey. I'm not trying to be sexist.
Yeah, what the hell?
All right, for all you people out there that want to fry a turkey, number one, the oil to fry the turkey is going to be 5 times more than the turkey. So cost-wise, right? So getting a turkey fryer setup of $100 for a fryer, and then
that's what I'm talking about.
needed 3.5 gallons of oil at $20 a gallon. So we're at $175 investment to fry a turkey.
Okay.
And the turkey was $30.
Yeah, it was great. It was a 20-pound butterball. So here's the thing.
Okay.
He says, I want to fry a turkey. So all of that, I'm like, okay, we're already spending hundreds on groceries. So you're going to do, on top of it, we're saving oven space. Remember, people, saving oven space. Okay. He's got an event the day before. A turkey fries faster than it roasts, either in an oven or in a roasting pan.
Yeah.
So the process is meant to be faster. He buys a brand new frying contraption.
A turkey fryer.
And then he buys the oil. And then he buys the turkey. So now it's already holy shit, right? Just cost-wise.
This is real.
And then he's at this event. We get the decor set up and people are coming over. And 15 minutes before people are coming over, I walk outside and this man is sitting there with a screwdriver, putting screws into his turkey contraption. And I was like, what are you doing?
Okay. A couple things.
By the way, he was building the fryer.
One,
5 seconds.
I didn't
before
realize how much. It wasn't a lot of work, but I had to put the turkey fryer together. Okay, and I had saved
which he
it
was
to last.
doing.
I wish I would have done that
people
earlier.
Were walking our sidewalk.
No. I had everything ready to go before people came. You were there.
Had you changed your clothes?
Look, no.
How far in advance were you?
The neighbors were there. You're thinking our guests, but it was just the neighbors that were sitting there asking me what I was doing.
He's physically putting together the fryer we're about to need to use.
And then I put the oil in, and so I thought that it would only take 15 minutes to heat the oil. Okay, here's my my statement for everyone. If you're going to fry turkey, it takes about 45 minutes to get your oil to temperature.
So about an hour before our guests arrived, I looked at my husband and I said, "Are you heating the oil?" And what did you say?
Yeah.
Bullshit. You said, "No, I'm not heating the oil. That'll take 10 minutes to heat up."
Yeah. I should have Googled it.
Did I question you?
We need to promote this. We need to spend every marketing dollar that we have in this month to promote. If you fry a turkey, you need 45 minutes for your oil to heat up.
So, okay, hold on.
We're just going to promote that.
So
over and over to every person.
I made all the food. I prepped everything. Part of doing things in advance is that you can rewarm in the oven, which is great. And I needed to get things to room temperature or whatever. So we have 20 people, including many children running around our house. And Chris comes upstairs and he says to me,
I think that you're going to need to push everything by an hour.
Push 10 Thanksgiving side dishes.
But I thought
by an hour.
But I think I told you early enough.
With 20 humans in the home.
Look, I will tell you that every Thanksgiving, not every, but every Thanksgiving group has it's hey, we're going to eat it too. And then something, they're like, hey, we're going to eat it too.
Oh, no, that's never happened in my home.
Oh my gosh. Well, because you've never had kids and
Whatever.
running around.
By
and
the way, just so
craziness.
everyone knows, my schedule was like planned out by.
It was like a
the
NASA launch rocket schedule.
It is.
It's like
He came up
insert
to
green
me.
beans 115.
Yes.
117. Rotate pan 45
Sprinkle
degrees.
fried sage on roasted butternut squash. Like
Yes.
you do not want to forget your little toppings that you made.
I
So
almost feel like if there was
he-
commentary and there was like these NASA guys would be like, all right, everyone, prepare for lunch. We have green beans entering the oven right now. like it'd literally be in those monotone voices.
I would love
and then
that.
someone else would be like, check two. Yep, we have temperature at 400 degrees. like it would literally be a series of like
I'm not gonna lie, if I had that audio
turkey
just playing in
entering
my
oven
kitchen
fryer.
next year, we should actually have you do that voiceover and have it just
give
like play like based on the timing and just have it
I'll do it. Then we'll take a bunch of clips and
Yeah,
put it to
yeah,
the.
yeah, that'd
That'd
be
be
funny.
great. Put that down in our notes.
the things we think of. But anyway, I'd like to know
Maria,
from
get
every
ready.
human being in the world what their reaction would be if someone came up to them and said, by the way, while you're elbow deep in everything and company's already at your house, dinner's an hour later than planned.
Hey, you know what? Here's
It
the
worked
here's
out.
the great news. You know, we got to catch up, and we knew that everyone was probably going to take off after they ate because not only was it a first for us to have a lot of people with the young ones, it was a lot of time for them. It was the first time they probably brought
Yeah.
a young one to
You know, that's-
a family and it's not a family gathering; it's a friend gathering,
Yeah.
Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
And they were probably like, okay, I got to get this little monster home.
Well, and they were bringing all your stuff and booster seats and stuff. But we live in a townhome, so there's a lot of stairs. And it's like a kid's dream and a parent's a nightmare.
Yeah. Thank goodness none of them knew that we had an elevator because then they'd be
Oh,
like,
I know.
I want to ride the elevator.
My sister was like, "Oh my gosh, I bet the kids were hitting all the buttons," and I was like, "They did not know that
They
thing
didn't know it
existed."
existed. We weren't going to say anything because even my nieces and nephews and my nieces, they're like, "Can we ride the elevator?" I'm like,
By the way, it's a
"Okay."
box. Before anyone thinks we're being ostentatious here, it's like you
It's-
put
yeah.
groceries in it. It's not.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
it's
nothing.
a grocery delivery device to
It is.
multiple floors.
It's very nice.
So
It's necessary, but it was funny. I heard at the end of the night, one of the couples that has a toddler who's almost 2. They were sat at a table and they said, "I feel like I ran a marathon," and the wife said, "Me too."
they said that for,
At our Thanksgiving,
and they didn't cook.
I felt like I
I was going to say that's funny. They ran a marathon. Okay.
I'm 6 months.
You're gonna have to tell me
pregnant
which one
going,
that was. Yeah, because she's pregnant making all the mashed. No, I mean mashed potatoes, but
Here we
the best
go.
mashed potatoes of my life.
They were good, but unfortunately, our schedule moved back an hour.
They got a
and
little
so-
drier out, but
yeah,
that's what
we had to keep
hey,
them
that's what
warm
gravy's
for too long.
That's what gravy's for.
I know.
You know, you can't
Anyway,
go wrong with gravy.
it was a wonderful Friendsgiving, and this year, sometimes we travel for Thanksgiving, sometimes we're home and we do big family things. This year, it felt like, and it is weird, you know, with all families, like when you have marriages or the kids get older, who goes where. This year, a lot of our family is like doing something with the spouse's family, and so we were just going to have something really small, and we've decided on brunch with
We're
my
making
parents
brunch?
and a movie, which I've never in my life
Yeah, we're gonna
been
do
to the
something
movies
totally different.
on Thanksgiving, and I feel like we're really like. I mean, we just said we went to
is the
Wicked. It's been a
biggest
lot of
movie
movies.
night of the year, by the way.
I heard
so
that.
everyone goes to Thanksgiving, and then
All
you have
I've-
all this family in town. It's like, what do? We can't just sit in this house that we've been in all day, and so they go doing events. And movies is one of the big
We
events. that
always
happens.
played games. It was so much fun. Bring your quarters and your coins. And
That's what I love about these Midwest people.
oh, I love it.
They love the
games.
card games and the quarters.
We
and
do.
the fact that
In between, little
it's
pass
so
the
funny.
ace.
I feel like I've mentioned this once before, but I feel like going to like the Moose or one of these clubs and they're having card games, and it feels like everyone is on medication because they're all carrying these little medicine jars.
Oh,
and they're
that's
filled
right,
with
yeah.
quarters.
Yeah, they're
but if you
pill
looked at
bottles.
them, it's like these people feel very comfortable holding their
Their
geriatric
prescriptions.
drugs.
By the way,
Their prescription
They
drugs.
haven't removed the labels. So if
No,
you,
they haven't removed the label. So you're like, oh, Pantherasol.
You're
What
like,
is that?
damn, Prozac, you go get it.
It's seriously like you look at it, you're like, I'm gonna look that one up.
Take a screenshot with your phone as you're
know.
walking by. You're like, I knew
That
something
would be
was
the
wrong
worst.
with
It's
Sue.
like they're all sitting there and they're like, I have a crush on me. Like, yeah, check out her medicine bottle first. You know, you Google it and you're like, ooh, is that an STD?
I know.
Yikes.
So- oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, we've always played games, never gone to movies or anything like that. So it'll be a different year for us.
Yeah.
But I honestly, after the meal we just had this weekend, like I couldn't eat that again. We had leftovers for a couple of days. Like I don't need.
The leftovers were amazing. We're still eating the salad. We boxed up the salad. We've been having it for lunch every day.
Because no one wanted my fresh green salad when there was
salad's
mac
amazing.
and cheese and mashed potatoes on the
Seriously,
table.
like
no one's going to choose it. I feel like every year you bring a salad because it's like, have a salad. Like there's got to be something
Yeah.
fresh there. No one touches it.
So I love the Bobby Bones show in the group there, and they had You're Never Gonna Get It was the episode or whatever.
No, you're never
And
gonna get
never
it.
gonna get it. And so it was only 3% of Thanksgiving meals will have this. Do you know the answer by chance? Tick tock.
I mean, I was going to say dinner rolls because there's so many carbs. Like
The answer was menu. And so 3% of Americans go out to eat on Thanksgiving Day. So only 3% would have a menu.
I thought you meant like a custom made menu at home.
No, like that
'Cause
was,
I would
it was
do
kinda-
that.
That's why it's called Never Gonna Get It.
Oh.
Because it's like they try to curveball you on it a little bit.
Yeah. That was
But however, one of the studio members did get the correct answer, and the girl that was the caller.
someone got it right.
Yes, and the girl that called in got like $250.
Wow.
So, as a prize
Because
for-
they chose that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Well, technically, she chose 2 other people, and then Bobby's a great guy, so he's like, okay, you can go. If this person
See,
gets
look
it
at
right,
him
you
just
can
being
go.
giving for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Well, they have these cards to give away, and it's like, they want people to win.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Legitimizes.
I could totally go for like a Publix $250 gift card.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. Right
You know,
about
it would be a
now.
really good gift. Like if you were, we don't give gifts at Thanksgiving or anything here, but giving like a Publix card would be like an amazing gift on
A grocery store.
grocery
yeah,
store
for those,
card
Yeah.
as a gift during a
holidays.
holiday. Because it's like you are going to use this thing.
I know. Well, I had to go grab like 2 tiny little things for a work photo shoot today. And Walmart is the closest grocery store. Not that it's my chosen place to shop.
And it was insane.
It was insane. Like insane.
We're not even talking about Black Friday.
I know. But I will say,
My Amazon is so filled.
like it's
I have like
that-
20 things and I'm
Do
looking
you?
at the price.
it's Black Friday week
I know, but it is Black Friday week
on Amazon.
So, and we're not doing anything for Black Friday. You don't want to go to any stores, do you?
Fuck, no.
Our
I've
entire
never-
life is Amazon these days.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
literally,
like going to shops.
What we find
It
is
is
that
wild. People used to wait in these lines, and now it's like. But if you need any like major appliances, it's
You know
a
who's
good
got
time of year.
amazing
Cyber
I don't know if
Monday.
I don't know if it's Black Friday. Dillard's has insane sales, but I can't remember if it's Black Friday or if it's New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
Dillard's.
Yes, I know.
I
Yeah,
feel like I can't.
it's in the mall.
It's like it is the redheaded stepchild of department stores.
It totally is, and they have amazing deals.
Okay,
I'm telling you,
I'm not going to go find out, but I'll trust you on that one.
you're gonna have to trust me. on
Anyway,
that
it
one.
is interesting because Black Friday has always been Black Friday, and then they introduced Cyber Monday. Well, now it's literally
cyber.
it's all cyber.
Yeah,
Like,
that's interesting. If there's actually a cyber, is there really a Cyber Monday?
yeah,
anymore?
of course there is. Well, there is because people expect it. Sometimes people are like, "Is your deal going to last through Monday? Is it
Well,
going to get better?"
here's what I know. You're right. It's Black Friday week or Black Week or Friday week. I don't know what they called it on the Amazon app, but I
Black
have all these
Friday
items
week.
in there, and my thought was, you know what? If these get low enough, I'll do it. But
You got to watch out for those lightning deals.
yeah,
They're like,
I
"You
got
have
some
15 minutes."
I would tell you half the list is not for me. It's presents.
I know.
So-
Well, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. The idea of presents and gifts. I will say, I have been very much so a giver in my past
your past life.
gainfully employed life where I was making very good money. Not that we as a family are not today.
Oh no,
but
this is you. This is
there's
you.
a lifestyle
like early in the year,
change.
you're like, "What's up, players? Players gonna play."
He's throwing
Like, that's
money
you.
at people. No,
Like,
I
you're
like
just-
to give. I'm a giver. If I have it to give, that's what I'm doing. I rarely buy things for myself. I'm not like, I don't get like a ton of clothes and what is that face? The only thing that I buy for myself is like bathing suits because we live in Florida. What?
Okay.
What have I gotten?
You buy things.
I mean, I got stuff for the nursery.
You know what? It's not, sometimes you make a valid point, which is it's like, oh, it's not that I buy things for me, but I would tell you, like we would going out.
I spend money
drinks,
on food and
like
drinks.
Experiences. Like, so you're an experience spender.
Yeah, I 100%.
Oh, you know what? I'll drop some money and go on this resort.
I don't spend money on material goods for myself.
Correct.
Okay, thank you for agreeing to that.
You are a...
I'm a foodie for sure.
You are an experience junkie.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's probably where best.
Yeah,
to
I like to
call
travel. I have no regrets like
it's
spending
so
money
funny
on
because we
travel.
look back at the year. Each year, we're next month we'll go into reflection, and we'll look back.
I
at
really
got
to get my shit together.
And
getting those.
you always
wrap-ups.
say things like, "It's like I feel like we just didn't do anything."
I know.
And then I literally go back. I go, "This is everything that we did," and you're like, "Well, it wasn't Greece." Like
know.
that, you always feel like that.
I am that girl that's like, we haven't traveled.
Portugal.
I'm like, we haven't traveled in so long, and you're like, we were literally on 3 flights last month, and I'm like, oh, it feels like it's been forever.
I know,
but no, it has slowed. It truly has slowed down.
No, it hasn't.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that this year's interesting with gifts is that like normally like months in advance, I'm thinking about like what people really need and what they would want and what would be fun and how I can spoil them like with big ticket items. And I feel a little weird not being able to do that.
Yeah. That's called life.
I know.
Yeah. You were not living in the real world before, I think.
I was.
Okay.
That's not nice. Not nice at all.
I'm sorry.
I was a giving person.
I don't mean that giving was not the real world. I meant just having the extra income to be able to do that. It's very hard to do that.
It was a great lifestyle while it lasted.
So have you picked out my gifts already? Hopefully.
You're getting nothing.
That's fine. All I need is you.
No, you're actually like one of the only people I've started to consider buying for.
Yeah, I've already got like probably 60% of your gifts. Gift buying is very interesting because, I agree with you. Like you can go out, get gift cards. I will say,
my gifts are. If I'm going to give you a gift, I do believe that it's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
you're way better.
It's Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm not talking about Thanksgiving. I'm just talking about. We're not. I'm not.
I know, but we're in preparation for.
Everyone's
Christmas.
in preparation.
Yeah, everyone really is.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of gifts, okay, this is total sidebar, but we do have my baby shower's coming up in January, and so there's a registry.
Packages started to come in.
Yeah, and there's packages for people who aren't able to make it in person. That is what the address is for.
Yes.
If you cannot make it in person,
yes.
that the address is available to be able to ship someone gifts. That's how registries work. You
right.
provide the address.
Or you're going to fly in and you're like, hey, I don't want to have to carry this thing. I'm going to have it shipped to you.
That's true.
Please bring it to the event.
Yeah.
Like you would be proactive and say, hey, I got something.
Or just
please bring
I'm
it to the
going to
event.
make sure that it's there in advance or whatever. Anyway, the packages show up. My registry's on Amazon, and the packages show up to my house. You can't see the address associated. It's just the one that's put on there for privacy purposes, which is fine. That's how all registries are.
Right.
And these boxes are Amazon boxes, and the only thing on the outside says my name, addressed to my address. And I am currently buying some things on Amazon myself. So I opened the box.
Of course. And inside are wrapped boxes.
Amazon.
They put them in gift bags.
Wrap.
Which is like,
should you choose.
Which, by the way, those bags are
you pay like $20.
No,
and
you do not pay $20. You pay like $3
per bag.
Per bag. And those bags are like burlap. They're like a painted burlap. They're like cardboardy.
You're not going to keep them to use them for someone else.
No.
Like if you gave that, like, is it anyway? Well, maybe,
anyways, these
maybe
things
you do.
came,
I'm not
and
judging.
I was like, hey.
I mean, I am judging, but I'm not.
And you were like opening them up, and I was like, why are you opening these up?
No, because they came to the house, and you don't. Well, so something came to the house, wasn't gift wrapped, no name. That's a problem. We don't know.
That's true. That's true. We had something that came. There was like nothing in it. It was just like random, and you feel bad because I don't think it was inexpensive by any means.
No, it wasn't. Nothing for a child is inexpensive.
Yeah.
But
I bought those little boats. Oh my gosh. This okay. This was so crazy. So we had this package that came up. It was unwrapped, no gift thing. We thought, this is a crazy experience. So I went on the registry.
We
and
said,
my Amazon
we
account.
said, we need to understand the customer
understand the
experience.
process.
Why
So we
did
need
this
to-
happen?
So I went through the experience and I bought like some $6 rubber duckies or
Yes,
something.
I
don't
was
know.
like, you
Rubber
need to
boats,
buy your child
tugboats.
a toy so we can see how this works.
And so then the package comes and we're like, what the hell is this? We didn't even realize that we had bought it.
he was like,
before.
oh, that's what I
was like,
got
oh,
our
wait, that's what I
child."
bought. That's the other day. And so we were looking for the gift certificate thing and it said from Chris.
It did.
So we're like, how in the world did someone get this to us and us
Without a
not
name.
know?
I think it was
who it
Amazon.
was?
I think Amazon like lost the slip or something like that.
And they just put a rando in.
And I called Amazon. They won't give me the name because
And they
for
won't
privacy
tell you.
purposes. Yes. But so these other gifts came in this burlap sack and I opened it. Well, and then my sister sent me some stuff, half for the registry, half for Christmas. And so she put it all in the same box from Amazon. But the ones that were in these burlap sacks apparently were meant to be Christmas gifts. And that was meant to be an indicator to me to not open it. So I opened it. And then I called her afterwards to say thank you. And she was like, I've been trying to get a hold of you to let you know there's a box coming. Some of it's in gift wrap. Don't touch it. And I was like, well, it's way too late.
Seriously.
Like,
There-
the box
you see that
had
gift
my
wrap? You're
name
like,
on it.
this gift wrap means nothing to me.
No.
She's like,
Look, it's just massive warning. Because I don't buy myself material items, if presents are coming for me, wrapped or not, like it's getting opened.
Yeah.
And even if, like, I will probably and honestly say, if I knew there was something in the house that was for me, even if I thought I wasn't supposed to open it, like, I'm not sure I could handle
I would totally do
that.
it. I open presents up and rewrap them.
I'm really bad at. I can't surprise other people. I can't keep
No,
secrets.
you guys can't keep secrets. At
And
all.
I can't keep secrets from myself.
No.
So like
and my mom was actually upset because you had opened up her presents and she said those were really meant to be at the shower. Like, and I was like, well, then you should have kept the gifts and brought
shipped them to
actually, by the way,
herself.
I didn't say that to her. I just took the heat. I just was like, okay, no big deal. And I said, you know what?
he's like, I'm so
I said,
sorry,
I
my
will
wife
go ahead
can't
and
contain
I will
her
go ahead
gift
and
opening.
rewrap them all for you. And she goes, I would really appreciate that, Christopher.
Yes. So now
And
wait,
like, I'm
so
like,
hold on.
she said, Christopher.
So
Oh,
there's there's a list of people now that have employed Chris to rewrap the presents I've accidentally opened.
Yeah.
So they can be at the shower and I can unwrap them again. And then he says to me, you'll forget what it was. You'll be surprised. And we all know.
You have such a good memory. You'll be like,
I am
you'll literally
not.
like be like, oh, from Wendy. Oh, hey, thank you for this item description.
Anyway, so that's been a whole thing. Gift giving is quite humorous.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
I am glad.
I
that you-
love the trend where you take things from your like grandmother's house or whatever and wrap it all for the like white elephant exchange at the family event, and everyone's like unwrapping like candles and salt shakers, and the grandparents are like, I have one of those, and it's like just this huge practical joke. I would love to do that.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, my mom would know right away.
Well, not only that, but she also listens. So now she would.
Well, I'm
totally
just
know.
saying, even if I plan on doing it to her, I wouldn't have outed it on the podcast, but she wouldn't know on the day of. She would literally be saying to my dad, this candle's gone. Like, there's no way you could move something in her house without
Yeah.
her noticing.
You know, I used to think my dad had magical powers that when we move things, and I would be like, how in the world does he know that we moved that or borrowed that? And I thought it was amazing. But come to find out, as an adult, you just know what you have. You just own stuff and you care.
As a kid, you're like,
As a kid, you're
why
like,
did he know the wrench was
Why didn't-
missing? It's like,
I'm not
he
even
needs
joking.
that wrench.
I, as a kid, my dad used to have all these pencils because, we'd make, construction and make pencils. So if I needed a wrench, I would take pencils and I would put it at the top and the bottom because we didn't have photos. Today, if I was a kid, I'd like take a picture of exactly the layout and then I'd
where
put
it
back
was and put it back.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as a kid, we didn't have that access to that kind of amazing technology.
Yeah, but even as a kid, you're not that smart. Maybe as a teenager, you'd grow up
No,
and be like,
I was definitely 10 and I was using pencils to put things back exactly. And he would
Really?
walk in and be like, why'd you touch my wrench? And I'd look at him and be like,
you're like, I put the pencils.
how in the world do you know this?
He probably had cameras set up.
Now I know. Like, when I sit there, I'll look there and I'll see like this entire even my desk was kind of messy at times. And all the time.
Thank you.
And I'll sit there and I'll go, something's wrong. Like I'm not sure what is wrong.
In the abyss of this
But
madness.
something on this desk is wrong.
Well, it wasn't me.
It's either missing or there's something new.
You probably did it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what we haven't even gotten into? And
I know what you're going to say. Chair covers. You're going to say chair covers, aren't you? Yeah. Holy shit. I will tell you,
speaking of things going missing,
I am all about events. Like we have dozens of chairs, we have tables, we have places to store these things that I built out in the house.
He has
I have
linens for every holiday. He has napkins for every holiday. We're practically a wedding venue in our own
wedding venue
home.
at our house. And part of it is that I love just to be
He
over
likes
the top.
to set up the decor.
I like it to
It's
be
very
over
nice.
the top for our events. And I have white chair covers, and
I
had white chair covers. Our chair covers, everything goes in. It has places. Like if you walk into our house, you know, whether it's the garage or the kitchen or whatever, like everything has a home. And if it doesn't, I build or create something, or I get rid of something to make a new home for things. And so I went to put the chair covers on for Friendsgiving, and as I'm going through the bag, I'm looking at this and I'm going, there's not enough chair covers here. Like, and I get to it and there's like 12.
And
now,
we were having
I have
20
30
over.
chairs. I knew for a fact I have like 40 chair covers.
Yes.
And so I actually started to panic a little bit. I was like,
Oh,
I'm sitting
you
here. I've done
guys.
all this preparation and I have exposed
By
chairs.
the way, so this spiral of the chair covers was the only reason why when he told me dinner was being delayed an hour, I was like, no problem, sweetie, because we almost had a full
full-blown meltdown.
mental breakdown over chair covers.
You know, it always surprises me at the
I
things
was
in
like,
life.
you know what? He's
Like,
worked really hard. We can't take another beating
No,
today.
seriously, like
I was
everything
like,
could be on fire.
Oh, I was like, the turkey's completely. We waited an hour and it's totally burned. No problem. But the turkey turned out amazing. I will
The
give
turkey
you that.
was amazing.
Yeah, he injected that shit with butter.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I'll tell you what, you ever watch those movies where like someone's about to be tortured and the guy's got the big fat needle? He's like, we're going to inject you with this truth serum. It was like turkey serum. Like it was like melted butter with garlic. And I was just like, and salt. I put a shit ton of salt in there and just.
Sorry for everyone who ate the turkey who now is figuring out.
It's figuring out they're like convulsing.
But the friends that were coming over for Friendsgiving are people who have borrowed our linens before for their own events because they know we own them. So
Yeah.
he's texting these people that are about
like,
to be over in an
"Hey,
hour.
by
And he's
chance-
like, where are my chair covers?
No, I was very nice because I was sitting there. I didn't want to blame anyone. And I was like, hey, can you just double check, make sure that you brought back the chair covers, you know, because I don't know.
Hey, can you check every single inch of your house?
No, seriously. Like what
Actually,
I'm
just
saying in
don't
my
even-
mind
don't even
versus what
show
I'm actually
up.
putting in text is like, hey, I need to make sure that you don't have any of these. And
He's like, I know it was you.
And I'm pretty no, I did not. I actually didn't think it was them because
No.
when people return things, like I'm like the same person. Like if you borrow a wrench, I'm like taking a picture of you holding my wrench, and then I'm like, hey, did you give me back a wrench? And then be like, no, I give it back to me. Like, look, I got proof that you took it. I have no proof that you returned it. So you need to take a picture of you.
He
giving
does.
it
He
back.
counts stuff. It is an absolute, for all of you wondering, we have not found the chair covers.
We have not
It is
found the
a
chair
complete
covers.
mystery. And
And by the way, one of the 20 items in my cart are chair covers right now.
for Black Friday.
Black Friday.
So we hope everyone, yes, if we hope you have better things than chair covers to purchase for yourself on Black Friday. But if not, nothing else matters more than family and friends. Enjoy the time with.
Are you closing out?
We are closing out.
All right, if you have my chair covers, bring them back.
Everyone
Have
have a
a great
wonderful.
weekend.
Well, you would have already had Thanksgiving by the time
Yeah.
this goes live.
Enjoy the rest of your
Yes.
family for the weekend.
Woo.
See ya.